You know how often when we're younger, after you consume your first pieces of zombie media, you realize, damn, I don't know what these people are complaining about. That's peak. Like, I wish that was the world. Like, I wish. Anyway, welcome to Can You Survive the Zombie Apocalypse? Akin to The Last of Us, but not exactly The Last of Us. With some The Last of Us references, but not exactly The Last of Us.
So it's The Last of Us.
It's The Last of Us. In the age of medicine, we feared viruses. But we underestimated something far older and far more patient. Fungi, Cordyceps. It takes over insects, hijacking their minds and puppeteering their bodies. For now, it can affect humans, because we're too warm. But the planet is changing. Say perhaps, if the world were to get warm, Cordyceps could evolve then. And if it does, it won't just infect, it'll invade our minds, where our sole purpose will then be to spread the infection to more hosts. And there would be no vaccine, no cure, no magic pill. When the fungi arise, you'll be seeing global warming, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. But I don't look at the news.
Yeah, well, who does? Who does? It's the kind of thing where nowadays, because society has, or like the government has access to every single piece of technology you own, it's impossible to avoid it. You can never have listened to news ever in your entire life, and you will not miss the outbreak news because every single device.
I'll have discovered it on like some Instagram reel or.
Yeah, some brain rot reel. It's like, yo, guys, is this real? Chat, is this real?
Chat, is this real?
Chat, is this
and it's like
real?
a streamer clip. Chat, is this real? Is the world ending?
AI?
Yeah. Yo, chat, is this real or is this AI?
Yeah.
Is this real? It's real. The government beckons people to come to sanctuary zones to protect civilization and society as it currently is, promising food, work, money, basically promising life as it is to stay the way it is in concentrated areas instead of everywhere because it's harder to protect everything, And by the time they make the announcement, there's already been areas that are completely overrun. Hence the reels where people are like, yo, chat, is this real? Is this real?
Chat,
is Ohio really cooked? Yes, this time it's really cooked. Like, for real. It's completely gone. And you are at home when you hear the news, either on an Instagram reel while taking a shit, mid-wipe, you have like your phone on your left thigh and your right hand using to wipe your ass.
I don't know. I'm a right thigh type of guy.
You're a right thigh type of guy?
Yeah, I'm a right.
Which thigh do you put your phone on while you wipe?
On the ground.
On the ground. Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, anyway, you hear your phone, it starts blaring, beep, 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 beep. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. And it gives you the warning. Yes.
It's exploding.
Exactly. You hear it's the thing and everything. Everyone knows, oh, there's runners. It's the Cordyceps virus. Explains the exact same exposition I just explained to you. What do you do? What is the first thing you do?
I was thinking I'm gonna do a semi-armor with books.
With books?
Yeah, because they have so many layers.
Yeah, books are thick. It's like a cheap way to make scuffed armor. But problem then is you lose a lot of mobility because, it's not a proper armor.
No, and then a little bit of, or I can use my armor.
You have a real armor.
Yeah.
It's a bit heavy.
Take a load of this guy. Take a load of this guy. He's got actual armor.
No, guys. You gotta think of it like this. First stage, man, they're runners. They're all running. So I want to be fast. I'll wear pretty light clothing. Maybe I'll just put some duct tape around my forearms.
Yeah, but
to protect.
Yeah, main thing is the forearms because you need like an area to
like
defend
a shield.
with.
Yeah.
shin.
And
Yeah.
shins, very
just
important.
tape
very
up
important.
my forearms and shins, and I'd use a sharp broomstick. Like I would take a broomstick, just sharpen the end of it a bit, like a spike, and just use that as like distance management.
Yeah, distance
or,
management.
Or a rake.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that's more important than trying to fight them up front at first, because at first, seeing as we live in Europe, and in this scenario, the outbreak would start in Europe for us, we're in Europe. It's kind of hard to imagine us having guns, so we don't exactly have many ranged options. We're gonna have to make do with melee options at the beginning, especially because you're at home. If you don't have a gun at home, you ain't got no ranged options. You're gonna have to go fists, fists ablazing. But yeah, because they are infected, they no longer are like normal humans. They don't feel pain. Their only goal is to infect you. They don't care about how. So it's not like in The Walking Dead where they bite you and shit. No, they can also just like scratch you, and if they penetrate skin with their fungus, then you are immediately infected. You know how when you carry a person and they're kind of alive, they feel lighter than when they're dead weight? It's that, but instead of being dead weight, they're alive weight, aliver than they've ever been. You know?
Yeah.
Just running at you, trying to bite you, scratch you, spit in your mouth, kill you. Anything.
So you're saying we shouldn't make out with the zombies?
Yeah. Yes. Even if she's bad. Even if she's bad. Even if it's a 10 out of 10 mega baddie, do not risk making out with a zombie.
should not
Because
kill
even
zombies.
if you get rid of the teeth, you know, or like the nails, if you let it give you head, it will go through the pee-pee hole.
The pee hole could get infected.
The pee-pee hole could get infected. And I know that's a horrible way to get like the Cordyceps virus, you know? Because you get a dick first, it kind of sucks, you know? You get a dick first.
Yikes.
You can use condom.
Oh, shit, he's thinking ahead.
I'm never thinking of
Actually-
protection, you know me.
Wait, actually, I think if you wear a condom, maybe that is a way to protect yourself from it.
Yeah, but
Because
I
if they have no like extremities that are sharp to get it in you and you restrain them, maybe you could have sex with a zombie.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
we're
don't-
getting off topic,
I-
guys.
Like, let's
Yeah.
prioritize
Sorry,
survival.
that was my fault.
Stop being horny.
Wait, the first thing I think is wearing something protective. And next, like Joshua said, making a distance weapon.
Yes. Distance management, guys, like John Jones.
Like Jean
Gotta
Jones.
get good at managing that.
Yeah, you gotta get good at launching those oblique kicks, you know, keep the zombies away.
Dude, speaking of, we gotta look for like them real life John Jones, you know, like as partners.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
totally help us out.
We have to pay attention to that. But I think in this scenario, we can just assume it's the three of us together.
Okay, let's say it's us three. We're at home.
We're home, we find out
We
together.
build simple
So-
armor and
yeah.
sticks.
Yeah.
I think what I would do is prepare a light backpack
Yeah.
to carry some stuff with us, because it's always important to have storage space, and you know your pockets are not going to be enough. And also if you're running away or like in a hectic situation, it's very likely you're gonna lose the stuff that you have in your pockets, so it's probably better to have a backpack. But it's also
yeah.
not good to fill it up with a bunch of random fucking shit.
Because it's heavy.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I think in the backpack I would just put one water bottle that is preferably not plastic, so like a metal, anything, literally anything, a container that can contain water. It doesn't matter how big it is. And then I would bring a like lighter jacket that I can wear in case it gets cold. And I would go out in like just a t-shirt, light jacket, like wind jacket, windbreaker, and shorts, but then bring also like long trousers. Because you gotta think about it like this. You are no longer gonna have the amenities that you have at home. You're gonna be outside at the mercy of whatever the fuck is going on outside. So you don't know when it gets cold. And if you don't have clothes to, you know, keep you warm when it's cold, yeah, well then you're gonna die a much less cool death.
Okay, but where am I going, man? I think we gotta stick together. Let's not split up and be idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's stupid.
yeah, it's
That's
super-
stupid. That's the stupidest fucking.
Stupid as
Especially in
fuck.
the beginning when everyone's panicking, and
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, you know, let's make allies. Some people are like, oh, everyone for himself, and some people, the absolute psychopaths, already start killing everyone because they're like, oh yeah, the government's no more, and they immediately start
Yeah,
killing
you
people.
gotta watch out for
Yeah.
those.
I think it is
ones.
super,
They're the
super,
most
super
dangerous
dangerous
ones.
to be alone.
Yeah, the most dangerous are the people, because there's definitely people they're waiting for this, man. They got that itch. They got that itch, you know. They're waiting for it, and then like the second they see, oh my god, everything's going to shit, it's time to kill people. You know, you gotta be ready to defend from those people too.
Yeah.
So you gotta really be careful. So we stick together. And thing is, I would say go to like a grocery store or pharmacy, but they're definitely immediately gonna be full of
first
people.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are hotspots for infected. I was gonna say actually, because it's the beginning of the like virus,
be careful,
right? The
not
beginning
go
of the fungus infection. Everyone already is, you know, where they currently are. There's no like very empty areas and then denser areas, and then you can make the judgment. Okay, don't go to the dense area because it's dangerous. No. In the beginning, everything's as is. So there's a shit ton of people everywhere. You don't want to go in places where there's gonna be so many people, because if there's even one runner there that infects some, you know, it wouldn't happen to normal people because you know you're aware of this and you know what zombies are. But like I don't know, one kid gets infected, and then the mom doesn't want to kill the kid, and then gets infected as well, and then infects everyone else.
Yeah.
It's extremely quickly. It happens so fast. Also because in the beginning people aren't jaded yet to killing zombies, and so they still look like people. It's kind of weird to do that, you know. So then you would have resistance to killing them, and because you have resistance to killing them, then they're just gonna get more of them, and then you're really cooked. There's nothing you can do.
I think you need to walk in places that are not so populated, like side the city park.
Oh yeah. We can go into like the little villages.
Yeah.
Since we're in Germany right now, Germany is like made up of a bunch of cities and then villages between the cities.
Yeah.
So we could head to one of the villages, like a little town, and like try to maybe raid stores there.
Yeah, I think that would be easier. Lower density of people, usually older fellas. So no offense, but I think
No
they're
competition.
no diff.
No diff.
No diff. We're gonna no diff those old people. You know?
No diff the old people.
I think that's a good place to start. We can do that, and then when we clear the area, I guess we could stay in the grocery store for the time being. Like the
I wouldn't.
No,
I
I don't
wouldn't.
think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with Nico.
A good place is like a all the grain store I don't know how it is called in English. Granai.
Like at farms and such.
Yes, such place that nobody gives a fuck.
You're
about
right.
it.
Nobody's gonna go there. Somewhere where people aren't gonna go because they're
Yeah,
not gonna be
but
looking for anything there.
For the first time, for the first
Yeah.
like week, no. But if you think the grocery store is like, oh yeah, I need to go to the grocery store for robbing them. If you stay like there, you're like,
You're gonna get robbed.
yeah, you're gonna get robbed
Yeah.
3 times in an hour.
Everyone's gonna come to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
If you want to get fast ammo, you can grab some weapon and kill all the people that comes. But
He's thinking of
bad.
camping.
True, he's thinking of camping. Ah, you're one of those. You're one of those motherfuckers.
No, wait. If they become zombies, they can.
Yeah, if
respawn.
they become zombies,
And
they by all means
it's
respawn.
bad. It's even worse.
Anyway, I think with that, we definitely survived the first month or 2. How many months do you think we could have survived off of that?
I think in that way, first week. The second things are.
I think so too. I think only one
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, I think that only lasts a
Yeah.
week.
Because we're
Then-
3 people, and if we're only robbing a small village grocery store.
Yeah, and a lot of the
A
stuff won't
small-
even be useful. It's just
Yeah.
canned food and water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like-
need to. Sorry, you need to rob like the cantine. Come si dice?
Canned food?
Le cantine delle case.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
the pantries of homes.
Yes, the
Yeah.
pantries
Yeah.
at home because
You
Yeah.
gotta raid people's houses.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
perfect actually because we're going to villages. Yeah.
Yes, but if you want to hide in some place, you need to hide in like houses that are out of the city and the higher place. But you need to have like this small village block house so you can escape from house to house,
Yeah, that kind of thing where the houses are connected.
or you make the connection.
Then fast forward, we've been surviving for a year. It's a year into the outbreak. We've been hopping from town to town. W guys, dab me up. We've been surviving the outbreak.
First year.
And with that, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. Me. I'm the sponsor of today's video. Did you see my sub count? I'm sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to support me, since I've been working on this video for 3 months, it's essentially a movie. The entire art gallery is available on my Gumroad page. It includes every single drawing you've already seen on screen and all of the drawings that I will use in the rest of the video. So if by the time you finish watching it, you think, hey, you know what, this was kind of funny, I want to support this guy, I want to see more from him, then feel free to check it out. Though, of course, the only thing that matters for me is that you watch the video, you like it, maybe you subscribe if you want to see more. If you'd want to support me a little bit extra, there's the Gumroad page. It also includes some sketches that I ended up not using. Anyway, with that, we're back to the outbreak. A year into the outbreak, a group called the Fireflies starts forming, and they make it very obvious they exist by yelling about it literally everywhere in the streets, all over the place. Everyone knows where they are. They graffiti signs to show you where their shelters are. And their mission is to gather people under one cause, and that's to find a cure to restore peace, but separate from the government's ways, sanctuaries, trying to keep the old ways in an apocalyptic world. So they do want to restore the world, but they don't want to do it under the feds, doing it with nefarious methods, keeping themselves in power, and essentially having a military dictatorship. You end up on a Landstraße, and you follow the Landstraße. The Landstraße leads to an Autobahn, the highway. You are in the highway. There are cars everywhere, packed next to each other, clearly crashes left and right. Frankly, even if you stole one of these cars, it's not really possible that you could take it anywhere because there's no space to move around or turn around or anything. And you can definitely smell some rot in the sun because there's bodies in some of these and some loose runners here and there. You and your 2 closest friends are on this highway and you're met with a sign. There's a sign and it says Fireflies Shelter. Look for the light. And it has the Fireflies graffiti on it on the exit.
They're dangerous.
Well, their cause is to, restore the world and just find the cure. So they're not exactly mean.
I wouldn't go to them because although it would be easier to survive because it's a big group and they definitely have food and shelter and such, I don't want to help them. Dude, I prefer chilling with my bros, doing morally questionable things, like if we encounter a small group of women.
No.
Don't say it.
We're gonna ask if they need help, and that's
Yes, okay.
fair. Yeah, and they are becoming our
we're
friends.
only asking.
gonna
We're
be-
only asking if they need help.
We're gonna be heroes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna be.
And then if they like you, it's okay.
Yeah. What about the cars? Are you guys looking for something?
We
If
need
there's
something.
Yeah, well, it's a bunch of cars with a bunch of dead people and stuff. You got to think about it like this. When the outbreak started, a bunch of people also thought of just skipping town.
Yeah, they probably packed lots of stuff in their trunks, so we could open people's cars, see if they got anything valuable.
I will pay attention when I open something because you don't know what is inside.
Yeah.
Oh
Or
yeah.
if this is a trap. like you open, there is an explosive or...
True, you know what? You should be careful about that.
Yeah, highway traps, man. I bet pirates exist after 1 year.
Of course, people will do all sorts of stuff in order to survive.
Solar panel, battery.
I was gonna say, actually, it's probably best, even if we can't get a car, later if we find a car that's more easily accessible to be used, it's good to have car parts that work in case that one didn't. You know what I mean? So like gas, for example, we could tap gas. And I know we probably would be traveling light, so we can probably only get 2 canisters worth of gas. But at this point, I think we would already have them because we definitely passed tank stations.
My goodness, 2 canisters of gas? That's heavy to walk around with.
Yeah.
Really?
For hours,
Yeah, well, we're 3 people and we would all have 1 backpack each.
Yeah, but a can is like
Yeah,
liters.
they weigh like 40 kilograms. They're heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Never mind then. We're gonna hold it off and do...
I mean, depends what type of canister. Like the metal canisters, they're like really heavy.
We can bring some...
We could fill bottles. Yeah, we could fill bottles with
Yeah.
some fuel.
Or alternatively, have the canisters but not fill it up and have 2 separate ones that are like a little bit
That's
in
a
there.
better idea, but...
Yeah, reason being, with the bottle, it's a lot easier to lose it, a lot easier for things to go wrong because of the sun or the cold. You know, that's why you would want the metal canister. And just don't fill it up. Just don't fill it up.
Makes sense. So half a canister or so.
Yep, yeah. I think we could also steal some... well, the water is definitely still water now, so it has like the bacteria, you know, the water that you touch and you instantly die. So maybe we shouldn't take the water from the cars, but we can definitely take some canned food.
Yeah.
See people, if there's any runners, we can, I think, just outmaneuver them between the cars. There's no reason to risk death.
Just jump on the cars. They're not coordinated enough to jump over. They're gonna like trip and fall between the cars.
And the important thing, the sign for the fireflies. Are we joining the fireflies or not?
Hell no.
No.
Me neither.
Dude, imagine actually trying to help there. I'd be chilling, surviving, eating some good food,
Enjoying the apocalypse.
enjoying the apocalypse. Hell yeah, killing some zombies, you know?
Killing some people.
No.
Why? Come on.
Come on, little people. You were there.
Why you could kill some people?
You were there, you know. We survived. We ended up not taking the exit towards the fireflies, and we kept following the highway until we found a later exit that inspired us more. We went down that exit and we ended up at a mall, a big mall. And malls could also be, you know, full of supplies. Maybe easier to make weapons, you know, because we need to make makeshift weapons because we don't have the classic guns. We're always going to have white weapons or whatever. And I think in a mall, you have an easier time finding that kind of stuff. Also because there's a bunch of materials, different materials in malls that you can use for things.
Yeah, we can go to Brico.
Yeah, for your own do-it-yourself stuff.
To the do-it-yourself stuff.
The bricolage store are so dangerous. They're very filled with dangerous stuff.
You and your buddies come across a survivor. There's someone else. You go into the mall and you hear someone and he says, "Hey, come over here. Take a look at this."
I should
And he like beckons you. Oh my god. Yo, with what gun? With what gun are you shooting here?
I thought you said we're not killing people.
It's true. Listen.
He beckons you to come here. He says, "Yo, come here. Take a look at this." You're a little bit sussed out by him because he looks like a veteran survivor, like you guys do. But contrary to you, he does not look armored up, nor does he look to have any weapons on him. He looks to have a little fanny pack, and that's all he has. He doesn't have like a backpack, so he doesn't look that dangerous because what could he possibly have, right? So you don't even consider robbing him because, again, it doesn't look like he has anything valuable. So you go over to him, and together with him, you look outside of a broken window into the bottom floor of the mall, and you see a girl, and she's shooting because you heard shooting, and that's why you went to the mall in the first place. You hear shooting, and she's shooting zombies, and then she runs into a retail store and barricades herself into the retail store. She had guns. The other person that beckoned you to come look makes you aware of this. I know you saw what I saw. And he asks you to go help together. He offers his help and he says, you know what, we should go there and we should help her so we can share the guns because it's just one girl. What is she supposed to do with all those guns? Mind you, she had a backpack that was clearly had a long rifle in it, either a hunting rifle or a sniper rifle. You're not sure yet because you didn't quite see. You just heard gunshots. Then she had a handgun, which is what she was shooting with.
I'm not helping. I don't need guns.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not helping. I don't need guns.
Well, you know, there's the guy that's gonna help. It's just a couple of zombies.
I-
It's us three and a random. He also looks like a veteran survivor. He doesn't look like he's gonna drag you down.
I don't want to help a random dude robbing a girl.
I
don't want to help a random dude robbing a girl.
I don't care. I won't help. I will do my own thing.
You know, this might come back to bite you if you don't have guns.
I don't
Because
care.
imagine he does it alone, and then he has the guns, kills the girl, and then you need to face him again. And he'll remember that you didn't help him.
I don't care.
Wait, I'm gonna say to the dude, wait, give us some minutes. Joshua, listen to me.
Yes.
We can help this dude, get the guns, kill the dude, and save the girl.
Holy shit. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch,
And give the gun to the girl, because this piece of shit that wants to rob a girl, I prefer that dead.
You're right. Then she'll like be in gratitude to us and fall in love, and then she'll let us on a train.
Maybe that can be happen, but I prefer that a girl travel with us. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you're right. Free stress relief.
It is.
Fuck no.
Oh
Let's
my
be honest,
god.
a girl in a zombie apocalypse, man, she's like going through it, man. And now she's finally taken care of. She's got 3 dudes protecting her the entire time. And she's gonna...
We can help the girl.
Yeah.
So I come back to the dude and say, yeah, we can help you.
I agree with
but
Nico's take.
I want one of the gun. It's a deal?
Yeah, of course. You go down the escalator, throw some random objects that were on the escalator on the other side where there was another retail store. You break some windows, making noise, attracting the runners. There are no clickers yet, so it's just runners. They can't see you, but you're hiding behind a barricaded escalator. Okay, so they didn't see you, they just heard you. Then you decide, okay, are we gonna fight them or are we gonna make a run for the retail store, grab the girl and run out?
If we run, the zombies are gonna notice us.
I think we need to kill the zombies.
The girl has been shooting, so she's been attracting them. So there's like only 2 right in front of you, right? So like you're behind the barricades of the escalator. To the left of you, there's 2 zombies. They just went into the other retail store. On the right is the retail store with a girl that just barricaded it with the empty stands of clothes, you know? But you hear in the distance, there's more runners coming. I think it's easier and less risky to try to be fast than it is to try to be slow and methodical. It is so insanely high risk to be slow and methodical, and the stupid fucking girl is constantly shooting and attracting more of them.
Women.
Yeah.
Women.
Adequate.
Yeah, so I think we can run.
I and Nico could take care of the 2 runners, you know, the stray ones. And then Joshua and the guy go get the girl.
Yeah.
You come out, we killed the runners, we come back up the escalator, and we get the fuck out of there. Then when we're out, how do we do it?
Betray the dude, kill him. Kill the crap out of him.
Yeah, it's 3-on-1. There's realistically nothing he can do. I was gonna say like some roleplay stuff, but it's 3-on-1. There's literally nothing he can do.
We can justify to the girl saying he asked to us to kill you and grab your guns, but no.
And here you go. You can keep this gun.
Yes, you can keep your... If you want to stay with us, it's okay, so no, or if it's not, fuck off. You can trust us.
Oh yeah.
I hand the girl the handgun, and we keep the hunting rifle that she had with her. She immediately tries to shoot us, but I emptied the gun. And there's no violent incident or anything. We just confiscate the gun from her, and then we tell her, you know what, when we've gained your trust, you can have the bullets back. And in exchange, we will gain your trust by proving that we're not, you know, creepazoids, and we're not gonna do the same thing that guy wanted to do to you.
Yep.
She just saw us. 3v1 this dude that clearly was unarmed. Meanwhile, we're like armored up, and we have like, I don't know, a knife or like a broom that's sharp, or like shrapnel from a car, and we just used that to kill the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
And she saw that. Like, she does not trust us, let's be honest. Then Joshua hit an Imanari roll, swept her, took her back, kept the hooks in, you know, spread her out, and then took the gun away from her. Yeah.
What is happening?
How did I transition from the Imanari roll into a back take?
You Imanari roll, and then you sit up after you've swept, and then you berimbolo, you take the back, bam! At some point during the apocalypse, when we get comfortable with doing what we gotta do, surviving, moving from here and there, being kind of nomads, and you know, the girl starts trusting us, we start trusting her so she can have her gun. She's saved us a couple of times, we've saved her. We get to the top of a skyscraper in a city because we wanted to go to a city, but we made sure that the area was clear. On the outskirts, like where there were all of the roads, it didn't look like there were that many runners or zombies left, frankly, because at that point, all of the people would have either left, been killed, or already ransacked. And so you decide to climb on top of a skyscraper. You get to the roof because it's always been a bucket list item of ours to piss off of the roof. You and your buddies piss off a skyscraper and camp on it for a night just to think of more bucket list items. Like, guys, what's your bucket list in the zombie apocalypse? Yeah, like, what do you want to do before you die? Because you're inevitably gonna die, either to a zombie or to a human, more likely to a human. But what do you want to do? It's a zombie apocalypse. You can do anything. Money is no longer an issue.
I want to build a farm, stay with a girl, and then when my nine was dying on my bed, I want to say to my kids, I pissed on the head of some head from a skyscraper. And they're gonna ask me, what is a skyscraper?
Because I don't know.
What about you, Joshua?
I guess owning a slave.
Oh my god. Guys, I want to remind you that there's a girl in the group. You fucking weirdos.
Yeah, and I want to, like, if I were to find a baby, you know, I would raise it to be my own little slave. You know, that would be pretty cool.
You guys do realize that while we're having this discussion, the girl's just listening to us, right?
Who cares, dog? I don't care.
She was starting to feel more comfortable with us, but now that we started doing this discussion and she didn't get to go first with her innocent bucket list item, she heard us say whatever the fuck we were saying, and she looks at us very weird now. I want want to remind you that she still has the handgun.
Nah, it's okay.
And while we do that, you know, we decide at the end of the day, fuck it. It is what it is. It's a zombie apocalypse. It ain't that deep. The girl says some degenerate shit as well. We go to sleep. The next morning, we are awoken by gunshots, even though we're on the top of a skyscraper.
Why always gunshots?
I know, right?
Shooting.
The next morning, we wake up to gunshots because other survivors found their way into the city too and brought a bunch of zombies with them because they were shooting. Amateurs. They keep shooting and the zombies crowd up now in the streets surrounding on all sides the building you're currently in and the nearby buildings. You see the pirates run into the building right across from your building and barricading it. It's a bank. So they go in and they like board up the bank doors, the bank windows. And you can see kind of a little bit of them on the second floor, third floor and so on because that's where they're staying. You notice after a couple of hours of observing them and what they're doing that even though the bank building is a little bit shorter than where the building is that you're currently at, they could still technically see you if they looked up from the roof, but they didn't go to the roof. So you make the assumption that the building is also overrun with zombies at a certain floor, and so they're stuck now in between the first and second floor.
We have access to other buildings nearby.
You have access to the building you're currently in, and there's like a connecting tunnel from your building to the building next over. The building next over luckily has very few zombies on the outside, but you don't know what the situation looks like on the inside. Yeah. And while you were going up on your first building, you noticed that it was barricaded, that tunnel, with text on it saying dead inside.
There are some cables attached to roof.
Nope. But I do have to say, because we went there with intention of camping there, we did supply up. So we have food for probably enough to feed us for like a couple of days. So we could possibly wait for the zombies to leave. And we have camping supplies. So we have like tents to sleep in and sleeping bags and stuff. But we also don't know how the weather is going to look in a couple of days.
Yeah, that's true.
I would really try to be patient because the others will definitely make more noise than us. So if we just pretend we're not there, have the others make so much noise, try to do their desperate escape attempt and die, then the zombies will probably move more towards them, giving us some space to maybe escape.
Yeah, I will like spend one night there.
Yeah, I mean, think of it like this. How did we get there? We probably had like bicycles. I'm assuming we didn't walk there.
Yeah, we didn't walk.
I'm assuming we'd have like bicycles or something.
Yeah, at this point we had motorbikes already. You know, because we saved batteries and gas. So we had two bikes, two motorcycles. But now they're overrun with zombies, so there's no fucking way.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point. We wait for the zombies to be lured over to the other group of people escaping desperately.
Yeah.
And that will buy us the space to turn on the bike and get the GTFO. I can't try to do anything crazy. I wouldn't risk it, man. I would chill, enjoy the nice view in the skyscraper, and at some point when the zombies wander off a little bit more to the side because they don't just stay in one place, right? Little sounds will always drag them somewhere else, especially if there's another group making noise. And then I'll have the space to turn on the bike and get the flip out of there. Plus, from the skyscraper, we can plan a path of escape.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I agree with Nico that I would just camp out there because we have food anyway and we have transportation. Frankly, even if we did lose our method of transportation, I think we could still get out of the city and find more stuff to survive off of because that's what we've been doing. So I don't think we need to crunch too hard about, we gotta make sure we have leftover supplies. No need for that. Clearly now is the type of time to use the supplies, you know? Yeah. There's no point in, I'm gonna save supplies for what? So that you can die? No, at some point, you're gonna have to use them. So I think we would just stay up there and like chat shit, talk, have fun, plan our escape route. Eventually, we managed to get down, and instead of turning on the bikes immediately, we first dragged them out of the building because we brought them into the first floor. So we take them out very quietly. We set up, then we turn them on, and we planned our route, and we exit on a route. Yeah. And we make it out of the city. Those pirates are 100% dead, by the way, because we didn't see them come out, so they're definitely starving and already killed each other. And dead, straight up dead. We debated taking their shit, but we didn't want to risk it.
No, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, you got a GTFO.
While trudging through the forest, you and your buddies and the girl, a horde of bandits. They beat you guys up and they stole all of your stuff. The only things you have left are a couple of pocket knives that you guys had left in your shoes and, like underwear. But they took everything else. And they also took the girl. So the girl is gone. It's now back to the 3 OGs.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're bleeding. My leg is broken. Your arm is broken. They gave you 2 black eyes and you can barely see. And we only have like pocket knives, socks, and underwear on. And we're bloody. So we walk through the forest trying to look for another town, to settle in for, because first we need to, recover, because we're gonna fucking die if we stay in the street or where other people go for transportation, like streets or, for example, cities when they go to resupply, right? So we want to go through the forest. I think personally that's easier. Also because zombies can't exactly climb trees, so you just climb trees. Problem is also that's not particularly comfortable for us, hence we would prefer to find a little town. So we venture through the forest. While trudging through it, we find our way to a small town. We make it. There's houses, arcades, small local supermarkets, supermarkets, water silos, etc. However, because it's been many years into the apocalypse and a lot of stuff has already been looted, you're not very hopeful that this one has any water in it or food. You have no gear left because the bandits stole it all, like I said earlier, and while looking for supplies, you end up empty-handed. Like, you literally still have nothing while you just search, so you're kind of out of energy as well. You hear screaming from a family home, one that you didn't mark as seen yet, because you've been marking the ones you've been seeing with the pocket knife, right? All the buildings you already entered, you mark it with an X.
All right, so we're all injured, right?
Yes, we are all injured.
But 3 injured men can take out any women. Never mind, that's sexist.
And true.
Okay. No, let's focus up though.
Yeah.
We're all injured, right? But someone's screaming, meaning there's some sort of trouble going on, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would hover in a bush, like in League of Legends, and wait to see if there's a fight going on or if someone just got injured. And if someone got injured, then I would try to slowly come closer and maybe I can abuse it. Maybe it's an injured woman. You could take her hostage or whatever. Take her stuff. What's she gonna do? Don't answer, guys. There's nothing she could do.
You step into the house and you see a woman and she's holding a baby and she's dead.
Oh, fuck.
The baby is still fresh out of the womb with the umbilical cord still attached. She had nothing on her. She just gave birth, died during birth.
The baby's doing noise.
Yeah, and we have no idea what to do with.
Mind you, you're injured.
Do we
and
know?
at some point, zombies
do we know
will
where she
probably
came
come.
from? Do we know where she came from? Like if she was being chased or something?
No, you just hear the screaming in the house. And because you didn't see her while you were exploring around marking the houses, that definitely means that she had already been there for quite a while.
So he has supplies. So we have some option. We can bury the mother and try to make the child quiet, but we definitely need some milk, and I don't think there is gonna be milk or powder milk
Anytime, anywhere soon.
Yeah. So I think we can eat the baby and eat the mother.
Oh my god! This fucking
Listen,
guy.
we've been scavenging, we're hungry, we're injured, we need something to eat and drink.
We cannot raise the child.
We can't. It's gonna die
What
anyhow.
you wanna do? Throw it on in the window?
Yeah, I'd rather
Using like a sounding grenade for the zombies?
put it out of its misery. Okay? And what are you ChatGPTing?
I'm ChatGPTing, does cannibalism make you sick? Yes, cannibalism can make you sick for several reasons. Prion disease! You guys are both gonna get prion disease for eating the baby, you fucking weirdos! And the woman just died! You're also gonna get pathogens and infections. You're also gonna get toxic buildup. You're also gonna get nutritional imbalances for eating fucking babies. And you're also gonna get psychological effects. You're gonna become fucking weird heads.
The psychological effects are gonna be there, but if I cook the meat...
Mind you, I was gonna give you a detail later on, you know, if you were gonna keep talking. I was gonna give you a detail that she actually was infected right before she gave birth. And so that's an extra detail, and later she would have turned into a runner. You would have obviously tried to dispose of her, but then you would have told me how you would have disposed of her. Instead, you guys are fucking eating her! You know, she's fucking infected, and you didn't even bother to check. At no point did you guys say, oh yeah, well, you know, we're gonna check if she has any bite marks or anything. You guys are so silly.
It is only a proposal. We don't have already eaten. We are chatting. We have shut the mouth of the baby.
At some point, the mother gets up, even though she was dead, and you made sure she was dead. You forgot to check for any bite marks, scratches, or signs of infection. She gets up, and she lunges at me, and I was carrying the baby. You know, meanwhile, I'm like, guys, help me! And I'm like using my non-broken leg to like kick her away.
I grabbed the lamp and I pushed the away the women.
I try to scuttle my way like to the left towards you and get out of there. And I'm still carrying the baby, and the baby is making sound. And the mom is like screaming and shit, and you can definitely hear like windows on other buildings outside getting broken, so that means there's either other people or other zombies, but more likely other zombies, because when you checked it there were no people, so it's definitely other zombies.
Fuck, I screamed, Joshua, give me a towel, and shut the mouth of the women.
Yeah, Joshua runs to the bathroom with his one arm, grabs the towel, runs back, and like, you know...
Guys, I would just kill the woman. Like, geez, she's clearly a zombie now.
Yeah, you can kill the woman.
I would kill the crap out of her. Like,
Joshua goes in for the stab. Where do you aim?
the head. Where else would I aim?
You aim for the head, bitch snaps her head right around and fucking almost bites your hand off. You managed to dodge last second because you awaken Ultra Instinct or some shit.
Yeah, well, I would just still stab her in the face, and then she dies.
I will suggest to put a towel around the hand with the knife in the hand. So
Yeah, you see, Nico was smart. You should have gotten the towel anyway.
Dude, it's chill.
Now you died, so go back in
No.
time. You did get the towel, you came back, but you decided instead of using the towel to muffle her mouth, you use the towel, you wrap it around your hand, you grab your pocket knife, and you use that now to stab her. She snaps her head back, bites you through the towel, it doesn't reach your skin, doesn't penetrate your skin, you kill the shit out of her. But now you go to the second floor of the house, and you see that there's other zombies outside.
outside.
Yeah. You see a clicker. And the clicker just made its way into the house. Because you guys started being quieter, the clicker no longer is like attentive, but it's idling into the building. And the only exit is that or jumping off of the roof. And you sure as hell are not doing that because you're injured. I have a broken leg, you have a broken arm, and you can't fucking see.
I have a crazy proposal. How about
In the house.
you put down the baby?
Yeah. You
Stop
can put the
holding the
baby
baby.
only for fighting, or we can use the baby. It's a
Put the
sounding
baby-
grenade.
Put the baby in the bathroom, shake it around so it starts crying. The clicker will run in the bathroom. We close the bathroom door and we get out of
You
there.
guys are
There
demons!
there is other zombies, so we need to survive. We can try to save the baby, but it's very difficult. So if we go outside without distracting them, we're dead.
Yeah. Thing is, we can't even run though. But at the same time, if we take on two zombies at the same time, we're probably gonna die. Like, we can probably only do one at a time, and this clicker is extremely powerful, so we need to do like strategy.
Dude, that's why we lock it in the bathroom so it's stuck there.
Yeah, but I think he can broke the door.
Yeah,
What if
the clicker can
what if
definitely
it's
break
a good door?
It's a good door.
It's a German door!
It's a good solid wood German door. It's not one of those paper doors.
We are now in the living room. I'm hiding behind the sofa. You're hiding, I don't know, in the hallway, and Nico is with me behind the sofa. The clicker is like banging on the door of the toilet, trying to get in, scratching at it, but it can't because it's a nice German door.
Very well made.
Well made, well made, well made.
Massivholz. Listen, he's distracted by the door, right? And we can sneak up behind it and like hit it. But I definitely can't hit it hard enough because my arm's broke. You definitely can't hit it hard enough because your leg is broken. You can't generate.
So Nico has to carry us.
Yes,
yeah, but he's
I,
blind.
I'm not blind. I
mean, you can barely see. It's like
I only need my time to aim, okay?
Yeah, so it's hard. I wouldn't risk it. I would just sacrifice the baby because it would have been a hindrance anyhow. And, yeah, we don't get to eat it.
Yeah, we don't.
But,
Of course, we don't get to eat the
yeah,
baby.
but we would get to survive. We sacrifice it, close the door, and get out of there.
Wait.
Slowly and quietly.
There is a way that we can distract the things outside. We can close the door so the clicker, instead of just try to destroy the door of the bathroom in the room where we are, we can keep outside the clicker in the room. So we can click out. We can maintain outside the clicker of the room. We can distract the zombie outside and we can climb outside quietly, because if you cannot make noise, because if you can make noise, you're dead. We can do it.
What the did you just say?
Yeah, I was thinking of closing the other doors so that the only doors that are now open are is just the hallway door where Joshua's hiding, and me and you are behind the sofa, and I think we make a dash for it and have it come at us instead. And because I think it's harder to fight it if it's in a hallway, sorry, not in a hallway, in like a living room, because that's more dynamic. So what we want to do instead is make it go through the thin door, and you will then keep it at bay with the lamp, and then you don't even need to aim, you don't need to be able to see, because you just go like that and you hold it, and I'm helping you hold it, and then we go, okay, Joshua, now kill us. Joshua looks at us. Joshua gives us demonic side eye, like, what the fuck are you guys on about?
I'd have learned from my mistake before. I'd put the knife on a broom.
Naruhodo. That makes sense, it's a home. At some point you'll find that. Joshua grabbed it, he has it with him, attaches the knife to it. How do you attach it to it? Oh, with a towel. You use the towel to attach the knife scuffly to it, and you stab at its head, like kind of like.
Oh yeah.
It takes more than one stab though. It takes a couple of stabs because it's a fucking clicker, and you gotta get through all the mushrooms on the outside until eventually it dies. The clicker is dead. When it's dead, we stomp on its head to make sure it's dead, because we're not stupid.
Yeah.
We make sure it's dead. We stomp on its head.
Destroy its
We
head.
stomp on its head, and we go get the baby. Guys, you do realize that this baby came out of an infected woman, right? What do we do if the baby's infected?
Or what we do if the baby is the cure.
The baby is not infected at all. The baby is completely fine, even though it came out of an infected woman. Now, you make the assumption that the baby is immune to the virus, but you're not sure, and you don't want to test it yet, because if it got like a tiny wound or something, it's most likely that it's gonna die, even if it is immune because of the wound. Meanwhile, Joshua's getting anemic from the blood loss.
Oh yeah.
Wake up. I slap Joshua. Joshua slaps me. Joshua slaps me because I'm also getting anemic and falling asleep. Nico's the only awake person.
Wait. There is a bathroom, so we can check if there are some bandage.
True! We go to the bathroom,
The
we
woman
find
probably
completely
had stuff.
unused, completely fresh first aid things. We use that to patch up, we barricade ourselves into the home, and we take care of the kid with whatever little tiny bit of food that we have in the home. There's barely anything. There's like some crackers. And that's it, like literally
Okay.
nothing else. There's no water,
Okay,
just
so
crackers.
who's gonna chew the crackers before spitting it into the baby's mouth?
I will do it. I will do it. I will chew the crackers and then spit them
And
into
then
the baby.
make out with the baby.
I will not make out with the baby.
Yeah,
I
well,
will
you gotta to spit the food in there.
Oh my I'm not doing that, dude. I'm
Because we
spitting it
gotta
into-
mama birded. You know what the mama bird does? She puts its beak inside of the beak of the babies.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, you gotta get in there. You gotta get deep.
And then every once in a while, we gotta make sure that we go get water.
Ah,
we
yeah,
go
yeah.
to the roof and we like collect rainwater like that.
Yeah,
Luckily, it rained, and so then the zombies dispersed again, and we had some time to take care of that. So we stay in the house, we take care of the baby, blah blah blah. The baby grows up. The baby is now our friend. The baby is like 7 years old or some shit. 7 years past. So we're now healed. We're very jaded. We're strong, attractive, handsome. Her name's Ellie. You know, like from The Last of Us.
We don't have eat it.
We did not eat the baby, and we survived in that town for a little bit. Yeah. La di da da da. Skip ahead. We move on.
Wait, what the flip, dog?
What?
You want to eat the baby?
How did the
We
baby
did not eat the baby.
survive?
We did not eat the baby.
How did she
We
survive?
fed the baby because we went
Yeah,
out
but
into the
they
forest and
need
killed
milk.
animals.
It was a freshly born baby. It needs milk.
Yeah, well, it was malnourished.
It can't even
found a
digest
cow.
the chewed up
We
bread.
found a cow. And we drink rainwater, and
Meet
that's
the
what we
cow.
do. That's what we saw. Yes, there's a cow. There's a cow. Yes, there's a cow. Yep.
Switzerland cow.
Yes. Anyway,
we
fast forward.
So we moved south to Switzerland.
Yes, we moved south to Switzerland. We were going through the city, not necessarily to loot the city, but because we wanted to get somewhere. So we were going through the city, and we see in the distance some military people that defected from the quarantine zones. They have the quarantine zone uniforms and machine guns. You try to go through the sewers instead because you don't want to encounter them. Mind you, in this setting, it's storming outside. There's rain, thunder, you can barely see, a little bit of fog, but you can hear in the distance zombies and clickers and a very deep growl. So you go through the sewers because you don't want to meet the military people. Because even though there's zombies around, you hear them on the surface, and you can't exactly hear anything in the sewers yet because the sewers are extremely fucking loud with all of the water going through like you can't hear anything. But zombies came at the surface. They were attracted, you heard them, and they eventually got to the military people. You hear shooting in the distance, and then you see them come down into the sewers as well. They are also escaping. You are in a spory area, but you have masks. You wear your masks, except for the girl. Ellie's immune. The dudes, they made so much sound that they brought clickers down that threw themselves down from the tombino, the manhole that they went down from. And also, like, from other entrances of the sewers, there were already clickers in there. There's a bunch of fungal growths around it. Not on the end that you came in from, though. You sneak around and hide behind a little wall, but peeking up, you see two bloaters. They are still inactive, though. They are idle because they are attached to the wall. You are unsure if they're alive or dead, but you don't want to risk finding out, so you don't get anywhere close to them. You can see three clickers. They're also idle. They are not attached to the wall, so they are not stalkers. And a runner, along with the military dudes that just came towards, I don't know, let's say they turned the corner and you see them. They're there. They make noise, they try to shoot at the zombies, and they immediately try to change their mind because one of the bloaters rips itself off of the wall and starts like screeching and running at them and like ripping off its spores and throwing it at them. They immediately change their mind and try to turn the corner, and you can hear them try to climb a ladder. They fail miserably because the bloater grabs the top guy that was climbing the ladder first by the leg and completely rips it off, killing him instantly, along with ripping off the ladder. And you can hear it because you can hear like iron in the background, like, rust, like ting, 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 Yeah. The three clickers are running at them. You're unsure if they've killed some of them, and the runner is obviously also coming after them.
So, in one of the direction, we have all this mess. In the other, we have a bloater that we don't know if he's gonna wake up.
We could totally go back where we came out from. Problem then is that then we're in the storm, and who's to say there's not more zombies out there?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't we turn back?
Yeah, you can.
Thing is, I would much rather deal with the storm than be trapped with bloaters in a tight space that's already spory.
Yeah.
I would rather have to deal with the weather than have to deal with the monster.
You're right. We can also just hide in a
We
building.
could
You're
go
right.
out of the sewers and book it for a building and then chill in there for a bit.
Yeah.
Till it stops raining and then GTFO.
You know what? I agree.
The scary military party that's there is dealing with all the zombies because they attracted so many.
Yeah, they attract all of them, so we gotta make sure we're in a building.
They're not attracted to us. They're not going to us. We're quiet. We're nowhere to be seen. We're like ghosts.
I do think though that we should stay there for a bit because whenever things like that happen, it's a very good opportunity to suit up and loot shoot their shit because they have actual like vests and helmets and guns and bullets, plural, because you heard them keep shooting. Obviously, in the night at some point they stopped. And that's when the three of us, plus Ellie, fell asleep.
Yeah, we can wait, we can listen, we can try, but it's dangerous. Yeah, it's so dangerous because if they are dead...
It's because there's zombies still there.
Yeah, alive and angry and hungry. If they are not, we don't know if they are good people.
Let's say they survived. Yeah, well then you don't want to mess with them.
If you want to mess with military...
Again, problem is whenever you pass up chances like this, it might come back to bite you later on, you know. So would you be opportunistic, and whenever there is a chance for a high reward, would you just go for it every time?
No.
You wouldn't?
I will wait because I want.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's
I
the
want
best
to
option.
see if the situation is gonna change and how it's gonna change.
If it de-escalated, you know, the people are like, I don't know, maybe they're very injured afterwards, out of bullets or something, so you can raid them easily.
Yeah, maybe that.
Or,
I mean, we're jaded individuals already. So
Yeah,
we
we're
can
already
kill the
jaded
shit
as
out of
fuck.
them.
We're like badass, like aged dudes. We've
like,
curb
we're
stomped
the
people.
Joels.
We've curb stomped zombies. We've. You guys even know how to make a fire, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Hype. Yeah, you know what? I think every man knows how to make a fire. It's in your blood.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, it's in your blood.
Rub sticks. In the right way. Rub sticks on something that is flammable. Fire.
Agreed. But yeah, so we end up waiting out the night. We stop hearing gunshots. We wait another day. We decide to go down the sewers carefully.
Yeah, I'm very careful.
Very carefully. Both of where the fungal growths were, where the bloaters were, are no longer there. So as in the fungal growths are still there, but like there's the silhouette of the bloater because they both went out.
Okay.
You sneak your way around the corner. Both bloaters are dead. All the clickers are dead. The runner is dead. The armored dudes are dead. And there's one guy that is like almost dead and dying, but he's not exactly gonna resist. So we walk up to him,
Take a shit.
take his shit.
We
Yeah.
take a shit.
We don't even kill him, by the way. We just take his shit and leave
Yeah.
because we're demons. We take his shit and leave.
Wait, you can kill him and stop his suffering.
No. That's
No.
a waste of a bullet.
That's a waste of a bullet.
That's a waste of our time.
You stab him in the face. We grab his shit. We leave.
Easy.
But quietly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, very
because
quiet.
we're being careful.
Yeah, very careful. Very careful.
I got kidnapped by a group of survivors that are nor the Fireflies, nor the Feds, nor pirates. They are just a group of survivors, and they have a base camp in the prison. It's surrounded by fences, and they have a bunch of people there working. They look like zombies, but they're not zombies. They're just people working. And I become one of them because they kidnapped the shit out of me. Now it is Joshua, Nico, and Ellie's mission to come save me because I am useful and they love me. Right? You guys would come and save me.
Yes.
Yes, I will save you
We-
forever.
They are armed. They all have assault rifles, machine guns. They clearly seem like the type of people that raided an airbase because they are full of guns and ammo and everything and food and shit. And looks like they have crops and they have fences.
They seem to be a very strong, organized organization.
They are extremely organized. They do routine like scavenger hunts and routine like going out to check the perimeters and such.
Yeah, that's really crazy, right? Because it's like, that was pretty good. We definitely can't get you out on our own. So it's like, do we join them and then sneak out somehow?
Frankly, they didn't kill me, so
Yeah, you're just working for them now. You could network and make friends there. Do we just take Ellie and leave?
please don't. Please save me.
It will be the most easy things to do, but
Thing is, I don't want to sacrifice the lifestyle of just being free roaming people, you know? I don't want to sacrifice that for joining some weird big group.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this. It's not me. It's some other random friend that we picked up along the way. Some other random friend we picked up along the way is in the prison. What did we do? Come on! Save me, guys!
yeah, we want to save you. We are thinking. Or leave you there.
How would we get you out of there? They're too strong. It's like when Daryl got kidnapped by Negan. They're like, oh, we want Daryl back, but how are you supposed to get him? He's so strong, Negan.
We can shoot them from distance?
Yeah, you have a hunting rifle and a handgun.
Yeah, but they have guns as well.
Yeah, they have way more guns. But we also have a shit ton of bullets. But problem is we have way less firepower.
And they'll find
Yeah,
us.
but we can kill one.
Oh, mind you, correction. You guys have supplies and bullets. I have nothing.
We can... Did you say that sometimes they come out of the building?
Yes, they go out of the building to do routine checks on the perimeters to make sure that if someone is plotting to come in and attack them, that they don't have enough time to settle and make a base close by. That's literally the purpose of doing that. And then there's the people doing the scavenger hunts, like going out to scavenge for supplies.
We can slowly kill the people that scavenger and also the people that are outside. We can hide.
Smart!
We can hide. We can shoot a bunch of them.
Okay, so
Or ambush them. Yeah, you could ambush them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't need to know where we are.
we come closer very slowly, like start like a kilometer away. Slowly come closer, always ambushing their.
Yeah, they start getting worried because more and more people are dying, and so they send out more people.
But we keep setting up ambushes. Because of their people, we have more loot too, because we took the stuff from the people that we ambushed. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna use our rifles and we're gonna camp out outside of their main base, right? They're gonna be worried now, and we're gonna start sniping people.
Yep.
Okay, Jacob is smart. He's gonna know that, oh, people are getting sniped. Everybody runs inside. You're smart. You're not gonna run inside. You're gonna run outside, and you're gonna come to us, baby dog. And then we're gonna get the flip out of there.
We get the flip out of there.
And we could throw a zombie inside of them.
Yeah, so they, so they
leave
die
the
horribly.
door open.
Leave the door open. Leave
When
the
you
door
get
open.
out,
Yeah,
leave
on my
the
way
door
out, I'll leave the
open.
door open. Yeah, of course. It's just us now, and we're tired, and we want to get a car. We found a car outside on a road, and we see a parking lot. We go to the parking lot because we're trying to look for a car battery that works, because our car has no battery in it and no gas. So we need gas and a battery.
That's bad.
We are now in a dark parking lot. It is open though, so we can get out at any point. Like, there's like the dim sunlight. You have some arrows, but you don't have a bow. You have pocket knives. You have, the handgun, the hunting rifle we had. And it's not a spory area, but there are a bunch of clickers, like 5-6 clickers. And there's a bunch of cars though, so it's a good spot to look for, batteries or like sap some gas or anything.
We can distract the clickers,
I agree.
like making them going outside.
I was gonna propose by checking a car that's like in a corner and then turning on the alarm of the car by shooting the car. Yeah, either that, or if there's a car right outside, we can do the same thing with that. Like literally the same exact thing, because we need to check all of them anyway, right? And they can't see, so they can run right past us. We just need to shut the fuck up. We still have most of shit. We find a battery, we find some gas, we put it into the other car, and we drive away.
Nice.
Go suckers.
The baby we decided to save instead of eating ended up being Ellie. And we grew up with Ellie. Well, she grew up with us. And at some point, we're running away from some bandits, and then we see some Firefly people, and we like do a temporary truce with them to help kill the bandits. We kill the bandits, then the Firefly people, they see that Ellie is bitten, but it's a scar and she's not infected. And so remember the goal of the Fireflies. They wanted to find a cure and cure the disease. And so what the Fireflies do is they offer you safe passage to their main base laboratory in wherever the heck, and you guys head there, And in the beginning, there, it just sounds good. You're like, oh, that's a cure. We can totally go, and they like offer us safe passage. They're good. No more danger. You get a break from the apocalypse. We get there. We reach the main base laboratory lab. We are now outside of the operating room, and they didn't make any mention of there being any downsides. They just said, oh yeah, we're going to take some of our blood and we're going to make a vaccine and we're going to potentially cure people, maybe. Hopefully. And then, we didn't posture to betray them. We completely followed their demands, went with them, because we just wanted a break from the apocalypse. So we went on the break with the apocalypse. Marlene leaves, and now it's just us three outside of the operating room. And inside, you see the surgeons, and you hear them say, oh, it's such a pity, because she's just a little girl. Shut the fuck up. They're right outside. But they don't know that we heard them. What do we do?
What they want to do with her?
They want to kill Ellie. After everything we've gone through, for her, with her, especially in the beginning. Okay, you guys are not seeing this, but Joshua is like waving his hand like, who cares? Who cares? Giving us side eye. Meanwhile, I look at Joshua absolutely disgusted. I turn towards Nico, and Nico is contemplating.
We're in their main laboratory, guys.
Yeah, but it's not a soldier place. It's a lab full of scientists. Outside it's protected. On the inside it's not.
Oh yeah, meaning we're surrounded. They hear gunshots inside lab. Bam! Everybody from all around.
Yeah, but Joshua, it's me, you, and Nico, and we're locked the fuck in.
Yeah, but
Dude,
we don't need to shoot.
No need to shoot, especially not the
Sneak
people
mission.
inside. The people inside, there's no need to shoot, really. You only need to start shooting when you take care of the guards outside.
Yeah,
but on the inside, there's no need to shoot. You can kill them melee. You gotta sneak around. We have bigger weapons and are 3 jacked men. One of us is dejected and very unserious. One of us is worried about their baby girl, and the other one just wants to, do what's right. You want to just do what's right.
We can enter and ask very politely and pointing our guns on them, because if they are gonna push any buttons, they're dead. Or we can shoot at their hands so they don't press the button. Why they want to kill Ellie?
I think the reason was because like it was something in her brain, and so they needed to take her brain out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
This is the strat. No ramboing. We camp at the room. Okay, right? People, they'll come by. Nurses will come by. We kill them, put them to the side. People are wondering, oh, no, it's been so long. Then are they still not done? Then they come there, and we keep killing them in the room, right? Eventually, a bunch of people are gone, right? And like then like there's no more guards, and we can clear out the hospital quietly. Nobody notices. Once it's cleared out quietly, we quietly drive out with Ellie before they notice anything as well. Like that, we avoid fighting everyone.
You just kill a lot of people.
You gotta Rainbow Six Siege it, man. You gotta you gotta kill them quietly. Like you gotta kill them in a strategic way that like they don't think of calling backup or whatever. You wanna get out of there without fighting. You wanna try to get out of there without fighting. You know?
Yeah, I can do it.
You wanna GTFO.
Ellie wakes up and she asks, "So, how did it go? Did they manage to make a vaccine?" We drive off into the sunset with our guns, blood, sweat, and tears, and Ellie doubtful of what we said. Anyway, guys, that was the Last of Us survival. There was a lot of pain, there was a lot of death, there was a lot of blood. Anyway, a lot of good moments, a lot of questionable moments. Too many questionable moments. I'm sorry if this offended you. I'm not really sorry if this offended you. And please subscribe so you can watch some more. See you in the next one.
Yep.
And thanks for slopping by.
Yeah.